This little craft right here, you can see look through the F. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, it's kind of still based on the news, but the news is on right now. You can still take that and do that for it's not being heavily skewed by any blocks or any walls, so the delta is still fine. Obviously, it's being skewed a little bit by the news.
Order filled. Target filled.
this is one of those formations that we talked about earlier this week. They have a kind of triangle formation.
Testing audio quality. Testing. Good morning, names. So I'm pretty much done trading. I could have used another trade, got another 40, so target's 160 on eval for the day, so I only hit 80. The other eval is, I'm gotta work on that a little bit later. But for now, just gonna work on this new eval, and it's up around 200. Just gonna test this out. Maybe I'll do a V-tubing. So right now, about half an hour left with 10 a.m. Just again, just practicing at the moment. Only in regression mode, obviously. So 1 second chart, which is the trigger, and then I look at the 1 minute chart. So this is not very different. It's a little bit different from what Connor does. I'm only trading in regression mode. So I'm looking for the market to be in a regressive mode. So, basically the last, and this is hyperscalping. It's a 1 to 3 RR, so 8 ticks to 30 ticks. So right here now, this is, there's positive delta, but it's not enough yet to switch out of regression mode. And I'm gonna, so if the current bar is greater, is actually pretty simple. The scenario or the regression scenario that I'm watching. If any of these bars are over 300 delta at a 1 minute time frame, then I'm going to turn off regression and just wait for the market to calm down or to show that it's back into regression and not fall out, break out. Because what could happen is here, it's 300 and then you have a continuation and you could just keep going down, and your regression will be very difficult in that mode. So this is a perfect regressive mode. Obviously, I don't take a lot of trades, so I'm just really waiting for very extreme scenarios in the market, and who knows what's gonna happen. So yeah, basically it's just a lot of waiting. So this or the bottom is a 5-minute chart, as you can see. As you can see that on a longer time frame, we're quite choppy at the moment. Even like looking at the market, there's really nothing right now in the 1-minute chart time frame. There's really nothing in particular that's okay. So we do have an imbalance, a couple imbalances here. Let's see if this gets absorbed. Okay. So let's see if this gets respected. So it looks like it might get respected right there. Obviously, I'm not taking trades like that, but I'm just kind of observing. Okay, so let's see if this gets up. So those are 2, 3 imbalances. Okay, so now I'm going to switch it off because it did go above 300. So I'm just going to watch the closes. So right now, obviously, it looks like it's in the trend mode. It could be in a trend mode. It's definitely not in a regressive mode. So I'm just gonna wait for this candle to finish. 1 minute. So it comes back down. Okay, so to me that seems like it's it didn't maintain the delta. It's coming back down. So it's back in regression for me. But no, if it goes back up to 300 again, I'm just gonna turn it off. So I did have 3 trades on the day, 2 in the eval and 1 in the sim. So sorry, don't disregard this because I did have Starbucks negative. So this is 3 winning trades on the day so far. The target is 4 trades, but obviously just taking 2 trades in the eval today. So yeah, still pretty much regressive. So we're okay just to leave in the regression this way. See if we have a trade. I do hope we can get a trade. I might have to leave early. I keep getting notifications. Yes. I'll see if I can find my better mic. Yeah, I do want to start streaming again, just kind of, I think I have a better handle on things now than before. I did back test all of this, just only regression mode, even without like switching it or turning it off. Even in like negative, in trending delta scenarios, it's positive overall. So I'm decently confident about this. And this is a 1 to 3 RR, so I don't have no stop loss, like some other traders. But that's okay. I mean, whatever works for people. I do believe it's a little bit more difficult to trade with stop losses than without stop loss, because you do have to be pretty much directionally right. Okay, so the market's pretty calm at the moment. What can we say? What can we say? Not really much. Okay, this mic is like horrible. I do need to find my actual mic. Yeah, I'll try to fix the mic situation tomorrow, or find my actual mic that I use before. Yeah, so as you can see here, there isn't a lot of mode switches like the way Connor does it. It's like all respect to Connor. I've seen a lot of traders. Bot traders, discretionary traders, and he's definitely the real deal. But like trying to like decipher how he reads the markets with just the modes is very. I think it's very difficult. Obviously, it's what causes a lot of people to have difficulty with polarity. And I was basically just hoping to create a system where you just stay in one mode all the time, pretty much automated trading, which you can actually do with auto hotkey. As you can see, okay, just going back to the market real quick, nothing going on. Pretty much just 100% choppiness at the moment. But anyway, so polarity, I have high regards for polarity. I program bots myself too, so I do understand how difficult it is to actually create something that's profitable. But so anyway, okay, so looks like we have some absorption, not absorption. When I look at the market, I'm not looking at it from a trend mode. I'm looking at it from a regressive mode. So here we have an imbalance. Let's see. Yep, it seems to be absorbed. So I mean, you could short it right there and look for a pretty big move, pretty big point move, and just have a really close stop loss. But obviously, I don't do stuff like that. I only trade with polarity at the moment, because consistency, I think, is very important. Like, I think a lot of people trade the market and they do well, but they're not consistent. Like, they do well in one or two trades, but they're not consistent. And while you can pass an eval with just going to YOLO in, like, for example, on the news report this morning, like in the long run, like, you need to be consistent to to be profitable. And I think mechanical trading, and polarity is allowed on Apex, will provide me that consistency, right? But anyway, yeah, still nothing going on. It looks like I can stream this. Like, one of my concerns was that the stream will slow down NinjaTrader. And NinjaTrader, obviously I'm running it on a really quick settings, a lot of computations. So, if that affects the performance of the actual trade, then I can't do that. Can't stream. But let's see. So what we can do afterwards is well, I mean, I'll probably just stop it at 10 a.m. and see if I can find my other mic. Don't have a lot going on today either, so. So, okay, let's see here. If it goes below 300, you're gonna have to disarm it. It's close. It's close, but it doesn't look like it. A lot of these cases are more like benefit of the doubt cases. Especially here, as you can see on a longer time frame, it's just choppy. So you cannot really kind of assume that this is going to be continued. Even if it does go down, it's okay if it goes down. Just there needs to be some type of regression in that downtrend. And when the delta is really, really strong, you oftentimes just don't get that regression. So when I look at my historical testing, on the days where it's very trendy, where there's a lot of deltas, it just doesn't do really well. I mean, it doesn't, overall it's still profitable, but on those days, oopsie. So a day like, wait, it did not save my stuff. So on a day like this, it's very, very trendy. so it's not going to be profitable. But overall, it's profitable, only through regression. Okay, so that's still regression. I don't really care about, like, if this starts, obviously it goes back to 300s, and I'm going to turn it off. But for now, I think it's okay. So this is micro scalping, if that makes sense. Trades are oftentimes sometimes less than a second. Those are best trades, obviously.
Order filled. Target filled.
There we go. That's like literally the best case scenario for a trade, where it finds an imbalance and then it fills that imbalance in a regressive mode. Now, obviously, okay, it went up a lot higher, but you never know. I'm only looking for it to fill the imbalance that it created, a larger balance that I created. So, yeah, okay, I guess I should have left it on. I would hit my 4-win target. So far on this account, I'm 100% win rate. But obviously it's a 1 in 3 RR, so you gotta work out the math there, you know what I mean? So let's just say I'm hoping to have like a 90% win rate or 85% win rate. Not only always keeping in a regression, but obviously not always turning it on, but always turning it on and off. Yeah, so 15 more minutes, guys. I think tomorrow is the Fed day. Obviously, the window of trading falls before the Fed, but the movement might be difficult at that time. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Again, okay, so still regressive. Well, let's just take a look at this trade real quick. So going into it, the previous 2 candles, slightly red, low delta, wicking, right, low delta as well. So really nothing, perfect scenario for a regression trade there. I think at that point when it hit it, it's probably, okay, let's see if it's really disarm. If it goes below 300, okay, so watch for it. We got about half a minute left on it, on this bar, this 1 minute bar here. So here at this point, it's such a big red bar, but the delta is still very low. So to me, that obviously what that means is that there's a lot of buying and sell. There's more selling because it's a red bar, but there is some buying there. So it feels like there is kind of regressive. It's not a full trend bar. Again, this is when I say trend and regressive, I mean it in the context of what I'm doing. Obviously, people might interpret this as a trend bar, but for the way I trade Polarity, to me that seems still aggressive. This still seems aggressive too. Also, like the way I'm trading now is far inferior to the way Connor trades. So as you can see how he trades, he gets much more trades, and his RR is much smaller. It's pretty much 1-to-1, which is very, very impressive. I've been trading for a while, and having an RR 1-1 and having his consistency and win rate is like, it's a really high percentile. It's like probably the 99th percentile in terms of traders. You see a lot of traders win, and I don't want to call out people, but they don't have a stop loss. Okay, it works. It definitely works for them, but there's no comparison between the way Connor trades with over 1-to-1 RR and having someone that does not have a stop loss and who's also profitable. They're just completely different caliber of traders in terms of understanding the market. Okay, so getting some negative delta here. Okay, so now I'm gonna turn it off because it is below 300. And so what I'm going to do is, so we have about 15 seconds left on this candle. Yeah, so we're definitely getting some heavy delta here. So, if I were to get filled here in a trade, right, it's not to say that it won't work, but the probability of it working it's much, much lower than like in this section here. So I'm gonna wait for this card. Okay, so now I'm gonna look at the second candle. I'm not gonna arm it yet. I'm not gonna rearm it yet or keep it unarmed. I'm just gonna wait to see how this candle develops, and if it's relatively calm, then I'll rearm it. If it's another red candle with a decent delta, I'll just keep it unarmed. So now I'm probably gonna arm it because, as you can see, if the candle hasn't completed, there's still half a minute on it. But as you can clearly see that the negative delta is not continuing. There's positive delta coming in, and so it's to me it's not a trend. If this was a real start of a trend, this would be like negative 200, negative 300, and you'll have a red bar, right? So we'll keep this armed, and I need to figure out how. I gotta find that. I gotta find that that mic, because I'm pretty sure this is horrible to listen to. Okay, so we got 10 more minutes. So far today, I got 100% win rate. Again, this is, I was playing, so in the beginning of the day, what I do, before everything was, before I take my first trade, is I take some practice trade, I just take some, not scalp trades, I just execute trades on the sim to make sure that the data connection is correct before I trade in my Polarity eval accounts. Okay, so let's keep an eye on the market. So 200 here, not too bad. Nothing, doesn't really indicate that to me that I need to turn off Polarity. So the way that this eval is going to work, this one I need to recover. This is before I was trading the way I'm trading now. Because this one I was trading on the assumption, is my thing still open? So I had this model that I was using right here. Oops. It has an 85% win rate, but the problem was I was doing the playback on this at 15x speed, or 10 to 15x speed, and that was inaccurate. So it was giving me better fills than actual. So, so when you're doing, based upon the way I'm trading, like this was, this is not. It doesn't mean that it's not profitable. It's just these win rates and PLs are just not correct the way I was doing it, because I was doing it at 10x speed, and obviously that's not correct. 10 to 15x speed, that gives you like data errors. So the fastest you can do is a playback in the way. And I think Connor actually mentioned this. This is why I actually figured out. I couldn't figure out why my actual eval results were so different from my sim results, or sorry, not sim, playback results, back testing results. Until I remember what Connor said. He said that when you're doing playback, especially if you're using his AI model and trying to model everything, you need to not do it you can't go like 10, 15x. I think he says the best is like 3x or something like that. This is what I used, and I verified that the 3x results match the 1x results, while the 10 to 15x results do not match the 1x results. Strange, but that's how it is. Unfortunately, it does take a longer time to do back testing, but I'm okay with this trading right now. I wish my RR was better, but it is what it is, and the market has a lot of variance to it. Obviously everybody doesn't completely follow your strategy or to the T, right? The market's not looking for your strategy, so there is variance there, and that's why I have the 1 in 3 RR, but I have a higher win rate that way. Okay. So let's take a look at this. How many? Okay, this is about to close. No, still regression. So absorption down here, but it's only 58 delta there, right? So to me, that really is not that big of a deal. And also, this is tick compressed at a minute chart, so it might not be 100% accurate. To me, that's not that big of a deal to have routine. Okay, so we got 8 more minutes, and let's see what, yeah. I might come on later and just do some back testing, some practice. But yeah, we'll see if we can do that. But for now, everything looks to be running well with OBS. You know, I'm not getting any, I'm not doing back testing, which requires a lot of more computations. It seems the data is good. Seems I'm not getting any lag or anything like that. So 8 more minutes. I don't trade afterwards because the market is pretty much really dies at that point, especially for the deltas I'm looking for or the imbalances that I'm looking for. You know, you're just gonna sit there for you'll get like 1 trade an hour or less or something like that, and that's, you know, really just not kind of worth your time for just 1 extra winning trade, or it also could be a loser too. One of the things that is like in the morning, I do just keep it, especially 8 to 8:30 to 8:45 or 8:50. Kind of really just keep it in regression all the time, regardless of the deltas, because there's so much players in the market at that point. It kind of just fills in the imbalances they come up. I do have to use the bathroom soon, so we're gonna really just stop it at exactly at 10, if not a little bit earlier. Okay, so let's take a look here. Okay, so it is okay. So there, it did 300, so I'll turn that off. It had a triple stack imbalance there, and this, when I say triple stack imbalance, this is triple within within already tick compression. So it did fill didn't fill all of them. It didn't come up to here, but this is pretty big negative delta right now. So just gonna wait. I think after this switch turn on, I do need to use the bathroom. So I think I'll just turn it off because we're pretty close to 9:54, and so we got 3 wins on the board for the day. Sorry, we got 2 wins in the eval, which I actually should have continued, and then we got 3 wins in the sim. Okay, sorry. Oh, okay. So you're at the second one. So so half an hour now. Sorry, 30 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna turn it back on because it really does not seem like we're continuing. There is a absorption zone here. I'm not very I didn't see that delta. It looks like it's that right there, that 118. Okay, so we got about 5 more minutes, and after that, I'm gonna sign off. I'll try to improve. I might come back on a little bit later just to test I'll do a practice day, and just to hopefully test the new mic, and maybe do it like a B2 thing. I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can download something. Because obviously, I think that people like to watch videos of people actually talking. Again, I'm not the best trader. I'm more of I would say I'm very mathematical, so I don't do discretionary trading. Not that I don't think I'm good at it, but it's just the mental aspect I'm not very good at. And I think that's it's true for a lot of people. So that's why I'm really kind of drawn to Polarity, which is allowed on Apex, and kind of more mechanical systems. To be honest, like, you can really just do whatever you want in Apex as long as you're consistent and you're not trading the news or something like that. in a PA account, according to others. But okay, so the plan is tomorrow in trade. If I have another winning day on this PA, obviously I do need to bump up the contract size, because there's no way I can make it to 3,000, only making like $160 a day, right? So if I get a win tomorrow, the following day, which is Thursday, I'll do 2 contracts. So I'm looking for 360, right? And this is an eval, obviously. And then the following, if I have 3 more days of profitable for 3 days, then I'm going to do 3 contracts, which is done by 40, right? And then I think at that point I should be able to pass it, right? And I need to work on this one too. I'll work on that one later. Obviously, no rush on that one. I need to repair it. Either repair or die. Oh, sorry, 1 second. I'm not. So we have about 3 minutes left. And yeah, so yep, the market's nothing to change, still armed, no reason to unarm at the moment. Yeah, this is a really choppy day. These days are really good for regression. I could have probably left it on the entire time. Maybe I would have got the build on one of these large deltas, and maybe it would have worked out, maybe it wouldn't have worked out. But there's a good chance it probably would have worked out, because, you know, we're chopping around quite a bit. Alright, 2 more. Two more minutes. Okay, a minute and a half. Okay, so, alright, we got 1 more minute, and then just turn it off and just wrap up the day. Talk about what went well and what didn't go well. Actually, pretty much everything went well. Actually, no, that's not true. I did not trade the PA after that news announcement. I don't know why, or not the eval after the news announcement. No, sure not why I did that. Didn't do that. Yep. See, we can't even break that low, the lower day. We are so bullish at the moment, and that's all. Okay. I also do like long-term strangles and futures options trading. Betting against the market, not very smart. Not very smart at all. Okay, so that's the end of the day. I'll just keep it armed. Let's just talk about, let's just go back on the screen. Let's see. So, oh, we can't go back that far. Wait, does it show both sim and eval? No. And it's probably like lagging shit out of, the shit out of, other polarity too. Okay, so I'm gonna go back. Sorry, goodness. Actually, probably like this. Okay. So here, okay, good. So it does show sim and show the eval, which is good. Yeah, I'm just gonna disarm this. So in the morning, obviously before the market opens, this is in sim. I just open and close the precision just to make sure everything's good. The first 20 minutes, I usually just keep in regression regardless of the deltas. So it got filled here on a short, made the profit target. You know, kept it in regression, nothing to do. See, the market's pretty choppy. It's kind of chopping before the news. Here I did a short. Here I got filled down here, and then it went back up right away. So that was good. You know, I think this one was a little bit more difficult. So then after that, I just turned it off. Those were the two eval trades. You know, I turned it off waiting for the news. And there's the news, you know, big delta going down, big delta recovering. Here I turned it back on, right? Because, you know, obviously it's, you know, we're not having the big deltas again. So no trades for a while. No trades for a while. And then now, obviously, I'm following the strategy. I did get filled here. I think I got filled here. What the hell is going on with this? I think it's over here. Okay, so it's sometimes you get filled into a. I might have gotten filled up here. Actually, I think it's down here. So, what is this? So this was a long. So that was a win. You know, obviously here we, you know, this negative delta, we turn it off, turn it back on here because even though it's a big red bar, the delta is not very strong. For that big bar, blah 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 blah, blah blah blah. Okay, here I think it did go negative and we turned it off for a while, and then we turned it back on here. And then here we got another trade. Here big delta as well, turned it off into this big delta. As it was going to 300, turned it back on here, blah 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 blah. Turned it off here, turned it back on here. And that's about it. So yeah, so that was the day. Hope this was educational. Again, this is a little different from how Connor's doing it. You know, obviously Connor's built. The way I trade it is very different. I don't use the AI at the moment, but I do want to learn how Connor trades, because one of the cool things is that I'm gonna be done at around 10 a.m. That's kind of how where most of the trades happen in this system. But that's when Connor actually starts trading on his system and where he is profitable in. So what I'm hoping is that, you know, besides just trading my own way of polarity, like once, I believe you can have two versions of polarity. So if you go under like strategies, you know, you can have this one, and then you can have this AI version. So I'm hoping to trade my version in the morning, because it, you know, seems to be decent, and then in the afternoon at 10, I hope to switch over to his version. And learn, or at the moment, obviously, I can learn how to trade the way he does with polarity. And yeah, so that's about it, guys. So 5 of 5 today. Pretty good day. I would have hit the target of 4 wins, but obviously I'm up. You know, it's kind of it was actually kind of funny because, like, even though polarity reduces the emotions, I still get emotion. I should not have turned it off. If that makes sense. But I'm gonna turn it off now, and I'm gonna go. I need to do other things, work out, and then get a haircut. Oh, I need to use the bathroom, and then after that, I will try to find the mic, and maybe in the afternoon I'll do a test, or like we'll run through a sim. And this is kind of one of the I know a lot of people like to trade differently, and there are different approaches of back testing, and like, you know, some people just don't do any back testing, and they're really successful. To me, I'm more of a mechanical, methodical trader, so I like to back test stuff. So I'll do a session today, hopefully, once I get the new mic, and then just test the new mic to make sure that, you know, everything's good. And I might do a YouTube as well, see if that works. I know, kind of cheesy, but I think people like to see the face. Unfortunately, I can't use my face. You probably don't want to see my face. So that's pretty much it. And yeah, so we'll talk about the plan tomorrow with the evals. And yeah, okay. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. It was useful.